Her tongue led her into a very big trouble, and this became a story for everyone in the village. Before we continue this story, don't forget to share, like, and comment for more stories like this. Deep in the warm sunlit heart of Akwani village, there lived a young woman named Adora, a girl whose beauty could calm storms, but whose tongue could start them. Her waist was often wrapped in bright kente pattern skirts, her ankles adorned with cowries that clicked as she walked the village paths. Her smile was captivating, charming, and dangerous. Yet, behind her lovely face was a mind sharp enough to twist stories until they could slice through the strongest bonds. The villagers said, Adora's tongue is sweeter than honey and deadlier than snake poison. And they were right. Adora walks around the town lazily, moving from one house to another, listening to people's conversations, spreading rumors, and destroying relationships. Mama Kia and her husband Kojo, their relationship was destroyed by Adora after she told Mama Kua what she saw. My sister, if you saw what I saw today, your heart will break. Mama Kua fools, what did you see, Adora? Kojo and that widow, their hands touched for too long, and the way he smiled at her, Akosia, I don't think that smile was for firewood. An idea planted, and doubts lingered in Mama Kua's mind. That night, she confronted Kojo, and when he denied it, she decided he was lying. Their once happy home was destroyed. Adora only smiled. Nana and Abna's relationship was destroyed by her after she approached Nana and said, Nana, I don't want to keep secrets from you. Abna said something yesterday, something hurtful. Nana frowned. What did she say? Adora paused, pretending to hesitate. She said you are too slow to run a business. That if she partners with you, she will fail. Nana felt her heart drop. The truth? Abna had actually said, Nana is careful. She thinks before she acts. That is why we'll make a great team. But Adora twisted it. The next day, Nana confronted Abna in public. Abna, confused and hurt, denied it passionately. But Nana had already believed Adora's poison. Their years of friendship evaporated instantly. Adora walked by, humming, pleased. When she sees two people fighting because of the lies she spread, she pretends to be the peacemaker. But deep inside, she feels proud of the chaos she has caused. Every lie Adora told became a seed of destruction. Every rumor became a poison, and every broken relationship became a trophy she proudly carried in her mind. But this did not stop Adora from going on with her gossip. She wakes up in the morning and goes to the market starting a gossip. Every rumor chain had Adora at the beginning of it, but their ancestors whispered in the wind, a tongue that destroys others will one day destroy itself. Adora had no idea that her greatest and final lie, which was the rumor about the king's son, would become the one that cost her everything. Trouble was drawing closer to Adora, but she had no idea. One fateful morning, the palace drums boomed across the land. The king's son, Prince Obrimpon, had returned from his long journey across kingdoms. Every villager poured into the palace courtyard. They wanted to see the prince they had not laid eyes on since he left as a boy. But Adora watched with a different kind of interest. She thought, folding her arms, her yellow wrapper brushing softly against her legs. A prince this perfect must have a flaw, and if it does not, I will create one. Later that afternoon, Adora lingered near the palace market area. She pretended to be selecting bananas when she overheard two palace maids speaking quietly. The prince has not yet chosen a wife. Yes, The king is worried. He wants grandchildren. The maidens discuss. That was all. But Adora's mind twisted the simple conversation into a weapon. So, the king wants grandchildren. Let us see how the village dances when I saw a little doubt. Adora began with 2 market women. She sat beside them, grinding pepper. Adora, what is wrong with you? One of the women asked. Adora pressed her lips together in pretend reluctance. I don't like to talk, but what I heard inside the palace. The woman leaned closer instantly. What did you hear? Adora lowered her voice, creating tension. They said the prince cannot produce children. That is why he refuses to choose a wife. The women were shocked. One covered her mouth. One of the assistants forbade. You mean Prince Operimpoint is impotent? Adora quickly said, I did not say it all. You people should not quote me. I am only repeating what I heard. By evening, the rumor had transformed. The prince is impotent. By nightfall, it had gone into the prince's bloodline has ended forever. Women whispered it over their cooking pots. Men discussed it under the palm wine tree. Children repeated it in the streets, giggling innocently. Adora walked past groups of gossiping villagers with a humble expression, pretending not to know why they whispered. But inside her, she felt powerful. Look at how one sentence can move a whole kingdom, she thought. The next day, palace guards noticed people staring at the prince strangely. Some women hid their giggles. Some men whispered as he walked past. Even the elders exchanged uncomfortable glances. The king, a tall, fierce man with a voice that shook the ground, began to sense unease among his people. Whispers reached his ears from every direction. A sick prince, a future without heirs. The prince's chest filled with anger. He ordered his guards to investigate quietly. Listen to every corner of the village, every whisper, every source. Adora woke up walking to the market square as if nothing has happened. Then, she started noticing people ignoring her and pointing fingers at her as she walks by. But that was just the beginning of her troubles. The palace guards spread out, asking people about how the rumor started. But all fingers pointed to one person, Adora. They searched the market, they searched the farms, they searched the riverbanks, they searched every path leading in or out of Akwani. One woman pointed to the guards Adora's hut, but Adora had disappeared. No one saw her since morning. Some said she fled, some said she hid in the forest, some said the spirits had warned her. But the truth was simpler. Adora had gone to visit a friend in the next compound, unaware of the storm gathering behind her. Meanwhile, whispers reached the king. She has been found. Bring her now, the king said. Adora returned to the village just before sunset, unaware of the danger. She strode casually, humming softly as her cowries clicked against her ankles. Then she saw them, the king's guards, standing in front of her hut, accompanied by the whole village. Her heart dropped. One guard approached her. Adora, daughter of Yamansima, the king summons you. Adora's mouth turned dry. Summons me? For what? The guy's eyes narrowed. You know why. Her heart's beats pounded in her ears. The other guard added coldly, It is about the rumor, about the prince. Adora's blood froze. For the first time in her life, her voice trembled. I only repeated what I heard. I didn't. The guard raised a hand. Save your words for the king. The villagers gathered, as the guards surrounded her. Adora felt their stares burning into her skin. Her lies had built a mountain. Now she was standing on its edge. As the guards escorted her toward the palace gates, the sky darkened. Thunder rumbled in the distance as though the heavens themselves prepared to witness justice. The ancestors whispered, "The tongue that destroys will now face its own destruction." And Adora knew, this time no lie could save her. The palace courtyard glowed with torches as night fell over Akwani village. Drums beat slowly, announcing that judgment was about to begin. Adora stood in the center of the courtyard, surrounded by the king's guards. Her wrapper trembled around her legs, not from the wind, but from fear she could no longer hide. The king sat upon his carved stool, his face carved from stone, unreadable but deadly calm. And then the king spoke. "Adora, daughter of Yamensima," the king said, "you have been brought here to answer for a crime against the royal house, a lie meant to destroy the honor of my son." Adora fell to her knees. "Great king, I didn't mean. It was just silence." His voice cried through the night like lightning. Adora froze. "Your tongue has brought sorrow to many homes. Your words have ended marriages, broken friendships, caused pain and confusion. Yet you felt no remorse." Yes, the villagers remembered. They remembered their pain. They had suffered. They had endured her tales, her whispers, her poison. The king raised his staff. But this time, your lie was aimed at the throne. And when a lie challenges the throne, it challenges the gods. Adora bowed her head, tears dripping into the dust. "Mercy, great king, please." But the king's eyes were cold. "Speak, Adora. Did the prince ever confess weakness to you?" She could lie and risk the wrath of the ghost, or she could confess and face the wrath of the king. There was no path to safety. Her voice cracked. No, he never said it too. I wanted to tease my friends. I didn't know it was spread. Lies." She had lied. Again, even in the face of death. The king rose slowly from his stool. His voice was deep, tired, yet powerful. "Adora, your tongue has become a weapon of distraction. From this night onward, may the ancestors deal with you according to the weight of your words." Adora screamed and clutched the ground. "King, mercy, please." But the king was unmoved. "You will live, but every lie you speak from this day shall return to you as suffering. If you lie to shame another, shame will swallow you. If you lie to destroy another, destruction shall follow you. And if you lie to scatter a home, your own home shall scatter." Adora felt something cold and sharp settle around her heart like invisible chains. The priest stepped forward with a razor-shaped shard of calabash, a symbol of broken truth. He held her jaw and marked 3 thin lines on her tongue. Not deep enough to wound her permanently, but deep enough to burn and warn her. The king lifted his staff. "From this night forth, may your tongue remember the destruction it caused." The guards released her. She collapsed into the dirt, shaking uncontrollably. She was sent home through the village, not by force, but by shame. Slowly, painfully, she learned silence. The village took a deep breath of relief. From that day onwards, women ignored her, men ignored her, and children refused to pass in front of her hut. But Adora, the girl who once scattered marriages and destroyed friendships, became the girl who feared her own voice.